What's up guys, Bandicoot Lover here, and back with another game episode. This time, it's about the Spyro the Dragon Game Boy Advance games. Of course. Let's start with Season of Ice. It starts with Spyro, Bianca, and Hunter relaxing on Dragon Shores when all of a sudden, Note arrives in a balloon and Rhynocs are back collecting fairies one by one. Bianca is reading, which is similar to Year of the Dragon, of course, and Bianca has to find her spell book for their Dragon Shores vacation, and they set off to collect the fairies. And Grendor, which looks like something out of Sesame Street, is stealing. It turns out is the one stealing all the fairies. Yeah, 4 headaches. Yeah. And check out this honey area. Reminds me of Honey Marsh from Enter the Dragonfly and Honey Speedway from Spyro 3. Of course, we're gonna go over these 3 games. Yeah. And of course and of course Stuart Copeland kinda went over these score. Yeah, kinda. And there's still gems to collect, and the thieves are back, more mischievous than ever. And check out this caveman area. Reminds me of Magma Cone and Skeletos from Spyro 2 as a mixture. And of course there's fairies to collect with your flame breath, such as Gabrielle, among others. And look at those giant bees, reminds me of the ones from Enter the Dragonfly and Honey Marsh. Of course, yeah. Oh. And like this glide you do here. Oh, careful not to fall off the edge, or else you'll... And of course, don't be sure not to get a game over, or else you'll have to get back to where you were, of course, yeah. And that happened to me a lot of times, yeah. And you see, there are many objects you can flame. In order to get all the fairies, you're gonna have a good luck with that, yeah. And there are keys to unlock chests, as always, might I say, yeah. And there are, of course, like Spyro 3, you get to chase fairies, like in 1, 2, and 3, you chase them carrying fairies, and of course there are speedways to do, as well as the previous 3 games on the PS1, that is, and of course the later Reignited Trilogy, of course. And there is the matter of Sparks' levels too. Those segments are kinda buffed. I was really hoping that they would do well like they did with the Year of the Dragon Sparks' mini games, but whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, of course. And so, yeah. And that wraps up Spyro Season of Ice. And one thing I forgot to mention is when you defeat Grendor, and now on to Spyro 2 Season of Ice. Sorry, I had to tickle my throat. After the segments of Season of Ice, Spyro, Bianca, Hunter, and Sparks fly down to a Dragon Elder comes in and tells the bad news, which resembles the ice breath from Year of the Dragon, but only it would be used later on in Enter the Dragonfly. But the Dragon Elder tells the Dragon Elder tells them it's Ripto that's stealing all the magic, which resembles him and Nasty surviving, and as well, yeah, and as well as him surviving, he came back in Enter the Dragonfly as well. And of course the fairies make a comeback as well. But, oh, check out this sweet area. Reminds me of the Sweets track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that is. Yeah. And check out this magic section. Reminds me of a magician zone. Yeah, you know. And of course, Ripto, Crush, and Gulp are up to no good once again, and it's up to Spyro, Bianca, and Hunter, and Sparks to save the day once again by putting a stop to them. And of course, there are dragonflies to collect, such as Cal, for instance. Oh, and check out this Egypt section. Reminds me of the Egyptian levels in Crash. Oh, this might bring back the... Oh, and there are other playable characters too, such as Sheila, the kangaroo, and Agent 9, the chimpanzee. Moving on. And there are also those Sparks levels as well. As Sheila, she plays the same as Year of the Dragon, but stiffer, but sloppier. Yeah. Alright, let's go. And of course, as Agent 9, you duck, you shoot. He plays the same as Year of the Dragon as well. So that wraps up Spyro 2 Season of Flame. Oh, in the end, you get to defeat Ripto, of course, just like in Spyro 2. So let's move on with none other than Spyro, Attack of the Rhynocs. Yeah, Attack of the Rhynocs. Of course. So yeah, the Professor and Spyro have brought a couple of mechanics with them. Within the telescope pops out none other than Ripto himself. So yeah, Season of Ice had Grendor, and the previous one had Ripto, of course. And Ripto is up to no good once again, and it's up to Spyro to put a stop to Ripto once and for all. And of course, this wouldn't be until Year of the Dragon where he would hover and land. Oh, this is also developed by Digital Eclipse, just like the previous two. So yeah. Sorry, I had to tickle my throat. Oh, and there's also talisman to collect, such as this one. Oh, and Bianca shows up in her magician outfit. And check it out, there are a lot of stuff to collect, since the talisman in Spyro 2, that is. And of course, the dreaded money bags shows up from time to time. So yeah, no escape from him. Yeah. Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat. But yeah, that's alright. Alright, so there are of course unlock chests to do, and there are other playable characters too, such as Agent 9 and Sergeant Bird. Sergeant Bird plays the same as Year of the Dragon, but sloppier. That's okay. Agent 9 plays the same as the previous game, and Year of the Dragon, that is, but sloppier. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. He can shoot still, and this time he can swing from hooks from time to time. Yeah. So, of course, there's also, as Sergeant Bird, he plays the same as Year of the Dragon, like I said, but he can help other penguins too. And that wraps up Spyro Attack of the Rhynocs. They did add some, and in the end you get to defeat Ripto, like in the previous games, such as 2 Season of Flame and Enter the Dragonfly, of course. So yeah. There are other games such as Wrath of Cortex, Twinsanity, of course, and with the release of Crash Twinsanity and Spyro: A Hero's Tale, it was Vicarious Vision's turn of the Lucky Purple Dragon, just like he did with the Crash series, to create crossover games. Yeah, like these. Yeah. And now we come to the final one of the video, Spyro Orange, the Cortex Conspiracy. Let's get started. You see, Vicarious Visions released a bunch of Crash games, like Huge Adventure. In this game, like in the previous 3, just Spyro is missing his. Unlike the 3 previous games, you get to do mini games, which is pretty fine by me. Yeah, but except Spyro is missing his charge and his hover. His glides. The story revolves around Cortex and Ripto plotting a way to get rid of Spyro and Crash once and for all. So they end up falling for the trick and decide to team up. And to be honest, in my opinion, I actually like this game a lot, as much as I like the Crash GBA games, of course, including Crash Purple, of course. And it's actually not a bad pick, except you're in for a decent time. Yeah. And of course, there's also this mechanic thing, just like in Wrath of Cortex, but only they're upgraded. It's Spyro style, I mean, yeah. Oh, and check out this tank minigame. Reminds me of Crash Purple and Crash Bash, that is. Oh, and check out this game. It breaks out Mimic for the Atari, right? Am I right? So yeah, I had a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of stuff to say about the Spyro GBA games. So check out this Jeep section, I forgot I meant to say. So yeah, that wraps up Spyro Orange, and you defeat Ripto and Cortex in the end, and you defeat Cortex before Tech Parks. So next stop, The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning for the Game Boy Advance, also called the GBA, of course. So this plays exactly the same as the console version, which I have it for the GameCube. So this is my gameplay from emulator, as you can see. Yeah, of course. So the story is basically simple. So you take on the entire cinder and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh, and there's also many bosses to do and enemies to attack. So of course, you also defeat Cinder at the end from time to time. And also moving on to the last Spyro GBA game, The Eternal Night. Legend of Spyro, The Eternal Night, that is. So, yeah. And this story possibly plays the same as the console version, which I have the console version for the Wii. And this is also from my emulator gameplay. As you can see, I got gems here. So, of course, that was a Dragon Elder, as you can see. And don't worry, Ignitus and Cinder appear from time to time, as you can plainly see. So, of course, there are many bosses to defeat, as so in the previous GBA game. So, of course, there's also abilities to unlock. So, yeah. There's a whole bunch of stuff to do, such as bosses, collecting gems, of course, and of course, yeah, Sparks appears from time to time in both Legend of the Spyro GBA games. So yeah, and now we conclude the GBA games of Spyro the Dragon. And now moving on to another system known as the Nintendo DS games, starting with Spyro Shadow Legacy. So basically, this is totally a dark Spyro game. So it's even spookier. It's actually spooky. Music reminds me of Silent Hill. Starting in the beginning is Bianca, who was absent in the previous game, which is A Hero's Tale. So, also, she, Hunter, and Blink depart from Dragon Shores once again and go away on vacation. So they eventually come back at the near end. So yeah, that wraps up the sorcerer at the end of Shadow Legacy. So moving on to a new beginning, the DS version. So this story is basically different from the console version, or is it similar to the console version? So yeah, of course, there is a lot of stuff. There is a lot of similar things to do, like the Reno baboons, for instance. So, of course, Ignitus and Sparks appear from time to time. So the story is basically the same. You defeat Cinder and save the. You defeat Cinder at the end once and for all. So, yeah, the story is basically the same. So, moving on to Legend of Spyro, The Eternal Night, the DS version. So, yeah, this is actually 3D, I do say so myself. You play forward. This is actually not RPG at all. So, well, it's a beat-em-up game, as you can see. Just like the other Legend of Spyro games. Yeah. version for New Beginning. Yeah. So last but not least is Dawn of the Dragon, the DS version, which is basically similar to the one I had before, the Nintendo Wii, which is what I mentioned in my the Spyro video. So yeah, you play as Spyro and Cinder, similar to the console version, which I have it for Wii, of course, like I said. Yeah, so of course, and Hunter is also in this game as well, so he gives you tips as well, and also you get to fly as him, so, you know, Spyro and Cinder. So yeah, I had a lot of stuff to talk about the handheld Spyro game, so give this video a big thumbs up and take care.